Kuya, mag-iingat ka dahil you know for a fact as a cancer survivor na stress is your number one trigger, di ba?
Yeah.
My mom died of cancer kasi.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And
I'm so sorry.
stress yun sa tatay ko. Seryoso.
Oh no.
Alam ko yun,
Oh,
alam ko
no.
yun. That's why I'm gonna digress in a bit. But kaya nga sinasabi ko, nothing is worth the stress of whatever. If wala kang control, just let it go.
Yeah, I learned to do that. Kasi,
Diba?
yeah.
Can you share it with our audience? Lalo na yung mga nakakapit sa mga bagay na wala naman talagang bearing. Like, na-realize mo yun when you had cancer, right?
Yeah, nalinis ko na the only thing that really matters are your family, your time with your family, your time with your daughter, your kids. Those are really the most important things, right? And sometimes we take for granted the smallest things, right? Pero like when you experience it, you start to realize, oh my God, life is really so short.
Tapos yung mga boss natin, inuutusan tayo para magawa nila yung happiness nila. Tapos tayo yung na problema at nasa stress sa mga bagay na dapat sila ng...
Yeah. Yeah.
God bless you, Jen. Welcome to the Paco's Place podcast.
Visit abaeservices.com for fast medical transcription service. This podcast episode is brought to you by AB Music Creative.
And the podcast will begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, live at Paco's Place, Miss Jen Abrot.
Thank you.
Put the mic close to you kasi
Okay.
hindi ka mas maganda pag ikaw ang kailangan mas malapit.
Okay.
Yan.
Okay.
Yan. What brings you to Paco's Place? Anong meron sa November 3?
November 3 to 5, our inaugural FilAmCreative Film Festival, the first Filipino film festival at a large scale in Los Angeles.
Why now? Why only now?
Why only now? I think because we are ready now for a big scale one.
Okay, before the pandemic, bakit hindi natin ginawa to?
I don't know actually. I think right now kasi representation is more accepted now in the film industry. Tsaka like there's a big like like acceptance of I guess the Filipino community in the film industry. So I don't know. I really don't know. Pero, I was asked to do it and I did
By
it.
whom? By whom?
By whom? FilAmCreative Executive Director Mark Labella.
Okay, so how did it go about? What were you doing prior to this?
Prior to this, I own my own company, Jar Entertainment, I'm a manager and producer. Before that,
So Jar Entertainment does what?
Jar Entertainment produces and manages talent.
And who have you managed?
I manage up and coming talent.
Like?
His name is Ryder Rhythm, and he is this very talented 7-year-old now kid, half Filipino. He just did his first feature film, and before that
Anong feature film ang ginawa niya?
Roses on the Vine. Mm-hmm.
Is this part of the film fest? Hindi.
Hindi.
Okay, so si Ryder is 7 years old. Sino pa ang minanage mo as part of Jar Entertainment?
Alisa Rafael, AJ Rafael's wife.
Okay.
She's a very talented singer, actress, and host. She was in Forbes, I think Forbes 30, under 30. She used to be a Disney exec, but she just did a concert with AJ Rafael, actually. So yeah, and then I also represent Katrina Cachola. She's gonna be starring in the film, one of the films that's gonna be in the film.
So you're busy representing these artists, di ba? Tapos si Mark reaches out to you and tells you to spearhead the FilAmCreative Film Festival.
Correct.
Where do you find the time to do it? And why did you even say yes to it?
Well, at first, I didn't say yes. Mark is executive director of FilAmCreative. FilAmCreative has been around for a long time.
Yes.
And this year he became executive director. At first he asked me to be an advisor for FilAmCreative. And then I did a producer panel. I had Pamela Reyes, who's the producer of Birdshot, come from the Philippines, flew from the Philippines here. Also Edel Mundo, who's a good friend of mine. She does a lot of films with Piolo Pascual. And she was our Cannes representative in Cannes. So they flew from the Philippines from here. And Lea Dizon, Anthony Francisco was also in that panel. Then after that panel, it became really successful. And then at that time, I think they were looking for somebody to spearhead the festival. And Mark, I remember, kept calling, and I was like, "Don't sing to me, Mark." But then I remembered when I first started working in the film industry, I was a film development exec.
When was this?
Year-wise, long time ago. I started as a film exec.
With what company?
Name is Eclectic Pictures. Our films were financed by Millennium Films. They did Expendables, Hitman's Bodyguard, and stuff. So they financed all our films. So I worked on films like Lovelace, starring Amanda Seyfried, and Solitary Man with Michael Douglas. So when I was a film exec, my dream has always been to help Filipinos, because at that time there weren't a lot of Filipino film execs. And I thought that someday, I don't know when.
Pero sina Dean Devlin, di ba? He's Filipino.
He's Filipino, but I didn't know them then. I didn't know Dean Devlin.
Independence Day.
Yeah, Independence Day.
Nasa Pilipinas pa tayo nun.
Oh yeah, you know what? Maybe.
Kailan ka nag-migrate?
94.
Oh, nasa Pilipinas pa tayo
94. Yeah. So, but then I'm just joking aside, I always wanted to, help the community, and this was an opportunity for me to pay back.
It's good.
To pay back. It's a lot of work.
Okay, so that our audience can understand this, Jen. When you say a lot of work, because is it non-profit? It's non-profit,
It's non-profit.
Right? Which means may honorarium ka, baka may fees, di ba? But yung salary, wala yun eh.
Wala akong fees.
So walang fees, walang salary. So for the love.
For the love.
Right?
For the love lang talaga.
So pareho tayong for the love.
For the love.
Diba?
For the love, it's beyond representation.
Yes.
Right? For the love. And it's a lot of work kasi, I'm already a mom, and then I have my own clients, and
yes, you have your stable, diba? Yung stable of artists,
exactly.
And they need your time kasi they entrusted you with their career.
Correct.
Diba?
Correct. But the thing is that there's also that strike. So that was an opportunity for...
So wala mo na kayong trabaho. So parang ganun yung dating.
I wouldn't have said yes kapag kung walang
Okay, so now that you're spearheading this, and I go back to my first question, why now? Sinabi mo na feeling mo hinog na, right? Now is that it's ripe for the picking. So my challenging question is it really ripe for the picking?
I think so. I mean, if you look at Dali de Leon, for instance, right, in doing Triangle of Sadness, and she was nominated for a Golden Globe. So, and then you have now again, of course, Lea Salonga, and then you have Jokoy, you have all these, you have Shay Mitchell, you have all these actors, Olivia Rodriguez, who are, like stepping up as representing Filipinos, and more, the mainstream media is recognizing us. So that is, that's inspiring to aspiring artists, to every artist, right? And inspiration is magical. It multiplies, and so that creates a platform for other artists to say, hey, it is possible, right? Because we see our own people doing it. So I think that's I think that's why. And again, we have a lot more now Filipinos representing us. We have a lot of great filmmakers, and that our goal is to give them a platform to rise and for them to recognize. Yung slate namin and programming is really amazing. We have amazing jurors, and we really did watch every film that were submitted. So they were
How
really
many
chosen.
entries?
We can't say that, but there were a lot. There were a lot of entries.
Pero dito sa Film Fest, ilan ang pumasok? Lahat pasok? Or may mga may in-screen
No,
kayo?
20 lang.
20 lang ang pasok.
No, sorry, 18 lang ang pasok.
Pero of course, higit sa 18 ang pinanood nyo.
Oh yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. A lot. Yeah. A lot.
May Ana,
more
may Ana Barredo
hundreds.
ba dyan?
Ano yan?
May Ana Barredo na movie ba dyan?
Ano ba yan?
Si Ana Barredo, she's a director.
Oh, I don't know. She's not.
She's not part of it yet.
She's not part of it yet.
So yun, speaking of that, like yung mga entries, are they local directors? What qualifies as an entry?
So what qualifies as an entry, AAPI, Filipino, not just Filipino. I mean, we really did open it up to everyone, right? But of course, our mission is to raise the Filipino, Philam, and AAPI community. So
What's AAPI?
AAPI is Asian American Pacific Islander.
Okay.
So if you have a cast or if you have a filmmaker that's involved in the film,
So hindi kailangan Filipino, like
hindi din.
like Indonesian as a Pacific Islander. Ang dating, di ba?
Yeah. We actually even had we had submissions from Italy and from China, so from all over the world, from Canada. One of our official selection nominee is Canadian. Is from Canada, Filipino Canadian, who's flying here from Canada.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was, we're really like just really happy. It really, it went abroad. So that's yeah.
Ang galing. So now that this is happening from November 3 to November 5, what is to be expected? How can people, is this open to the public?
It is open to the public. We were sponsored by Occidental College Media Arts and Culture.
Sa Eagle Rock?
Sa Eagle Rock,
Yeah.
because I went to Oxy. I went to Occidental.
Kayo ni na Barack Obama.
Yeah, so
Okay.
binigyan nila yung maganda lang theater, the 800-seater theater.
So doon gagawin.
Yun ang opening night.
Sa taas ng bundok.
Yeah, yung
Okay.
opening night, yung magandang Thorn Hall. And then the second day, we have the Oxy Arts Building. And then we also have the Choi Auditorium. So they gave us 3 beautiful buildings. Occidental College has been amazing. They've been great. They've been with us from the start. And it's gonna be beautiful. We have Michaela Holland. She's the director, and she created the Reimagine series Mahal. That it's an animated, immersive, virtual animated experience, and she premiered at Tribeca. So she chose our festival to premiere in the West Coast. She was featured in Forbes, in Times, and she partnered with Meta. With that project, so it's like you have that virtual reality.
The Oculus, yeah.
The Oculus.
Kasi,
So we're gonna have that, and then we also have a animation panel. Bobby Panchelas, Sesame Street, Carlton Batten from The Simpsons, Josie, who did Zootopia and Wreck-It Ralph.
Wait, hold on. This is but for this whole panel, this is just for the November 3 to 5 event, right? Mm-hmm. It sounds big. I'm very excited.
Variante Mendoza is also going to
good.
be there. Yeah.
You're getting me excited now. How long are you going to be sitting down as the person spearheading this? Is this a 1-year thing? Papalitan ka ba next year?
I don't know. I think after
Kasi alam mo yung feeling na ang ganda ng kwentuhan natin now. I hope next year, guys. Diba? Like 2023, we're talking about this like this. I hope pagdating ng October, bakit wala pang FilAmCreative Film Festival representative sa Paco's Place? Diba? So, what's the long-term goal?
Our long-term goal is to keep going, right? This is the first.
By whom?
Minute. It's still FilAmCreative, right?
So, hindi lang natin lang kung ikaw pa.
I mean, I would, it's...
Sige nga, parinig
we
nga,
don't
commit
know.
nga.
It's the first one, right? It's the first one.
If it does well, are you gonna do the second one?
If they choose me to...
You'll say yes?
Yeah, why not?
No, the first time around, it took a while before you said yes.
Kasi, I think I have to do a little vacation.
Eh wala nang hopefully wala nang strike next year.
Wala na, I hope not. Pero yeah, no, maganda talaga. Like we really put our heart and soul. And we have very little time. I started doing 3 months. I had 3 months to put this together. I called Occidental right away. And then Michaela came and, it just...
Oh, hinaras nyo nga ako last week lang eh. Di ba?
I know.
High five.
I know. Salamat po.
So, okay. So now, how many artists are you handling? Alyssa, Ryder, who else?
Matthew Marso. Matthew was just on a billboard. Filipino din siya.
Sino pa?
Carola DeFranco.
So, ang dami nahawakan ng jar.
Yeah. Probably like 7, 8.
Okay,
right
so
now,
that's a lot. Isang anak lang. How many kids do you have?
1.
O, kita mo? Isang anak lang.
That's
handful na, di ba?
Yeah.
So now, ito ang FilAmCreative Film Festival. You are, when I hear you talk about it, it's like may bago kang, talagang I can hear the passion in your voice, right?
Yeah.
And then there's Jar Entertainment. At some point, that's gonna come head to head with you. Kasi parang project mo yan eh.
Yeah.
Have you thought about dealing with it, or are you just gonna deal with it pagdating na nung time na yon? Because I'm sure you're not doing this to just do it. You're doing this to win it, di ba?
Yeah, of course. I think we all, but I think the both goals are the same. I mean, the FilAmCreative Film Festival is seasonal.
I think it's an all-year thing. Kasi yung event is only 3 days, pero yung ngayon, sinasabi mo 3 months lang, maniwala. Pagkatapos yan, nagpaplano na kayo. Bago magpasko, nagpaplano na kayo.
We do have a lot of exciting announcements on the days,
Pero does that benefit the artist, your artist? Kasi syempre, andyan na ang jar, di ba? So, andyan na yung mga artist, pwede nang pumasok doon. Let's say, opening night, may kakanta si Alyssa Rafael. Is that possible, mga ganon?
Yeah. I try not to. I try to not have. It's not like a
I want to ask.
personal
Okay,
gain. Yeah.
Yon. That's a Filipino thing, in my humble opinion.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you? Because if you were my manager,
Yeah.
and you're the president or the chairman or whatever you want to call it of this event, which is high profile or potentially high profile, magtatampo ako sa'yo kung hindi ako ang kukunin mong magpe-perform doon. Nagigets mo yung position. So, why would you want to put your artists on the back burner if they deserve to be part of the event as performers?
I think it's not just me, as even though I'm the head of the FilAmCreative Film Festival, it's a collaborative. We've got amazing team.
Ilan ang mga managers?
I think we have
Artist managers, ha?
I meant FilAmCreative members.
Ilan ang artist managers?
Oh, artist managers. I think we have 3 or 4 artist managers. Yeah, 3 or 4 artist managers. But it's a a collaborative decision making, right? Our performer is Garth Garcia. He's going to be performing Filipino pop star.
Do you have any?
Right?
Garth has been here. Shout out kay Garth.
Yeah, Garth.
Do you have
He's a FilAmCreative too.
Do you have any artists performing?
Do I have any artists performing? No, I do not.
Why not?
You ask me.
Hey, totoo, this is our podcast, di ba?
I know, because when I looked at the programming, I wanted Garth to do it. He's FilAmCreative. He's part of us. And he just had a number one of the top in Spotify for
number 2.
Number two. Yeah, exactly.
So electronic music.
Yeah, and Garth has been he's an amazing artist. He's an amazing community leader as well. But also he's FilAmCreative. And so I wanted to, make sure that, we'll highlight him too. And he's got a lot of fans.
With regard to that, don't you feel I'm threading sensitive questions now.
Oh no, it's okay.
Tapos na tayo sa honeymoon period.
Yeah.
And may hard stop tayo. So don't you feel na may bias? Because yan ang peril ng Filipino community.
Yeah.
Ito at saka dalawang organization, imbes na nagko-crossover, they'll get from their own pool and then ito na alienate. And again, I go back to saying, not to put you on the spot, but if you were my manager and I was your artist, nakataas yung kilay ko na parang no right of refusal at all. Not not getting a phone call from you saying, "Oh, I have this event. Do you want to perform?" or ganyan.
Luckily my clients are not like that.
Why?
They don't have a crab mentality.
That's not crab mentality. That's an opportunity missed.
That's true. But
because you're telling me you're presenting to me something na ako mismo, I might just ask you, hey, I want my band to perform there, di ba? It sounds so nice. Parang, and you're not even my manager, but I could, because this is an opportunity to bring artists together.
Right.
And you mentioned Garth. And yun ang nagustuhan ko kay Garth. Because I remember when Garth was starting, lumapit siya sa amin ni na JJ. Gusto niya mag-front act for intro voice for my band. And hindi ko siya ni-reject, but I told him, bakit ka mag-front act when you can build your own company?
Wow.
And actually help other people.
Wow.
And that's what he did. He started Starlink.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Diba?
Yeah, that's
So I didn't really turn him down.
Yeah.
And Garth can come in and out of Paco's place and do the promotion. Pero when I throw the question to you, na parang wow, what can we do to okay, let me rephrase my question. And this is not just to you, but to people in your position. Why do we shy away from presenting our stable of artists? Is it because nahihiya tayo na because we're in a position parang ayaw natin gamitin yon to push our agenda?
No, actually, two of my clients, their film is is in there.
Sino?
Matthew Marzo and Katrina Cachola.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're actors.
They're actors. Amazing actors.
But Alyssa's a singer.
Yeah. She's a singer. I haven't asked. I'm going to see her tomorrow. I haven't asked. Oh, is this going to be? Can you edit that?
No. We can talk about it. That's fine.
Yeah. I haven't kasi they just toured and
Sila ni AJ, yeah.
And they might be too tired, and I just
at least ask them. Give them the right to
say
no.
No, I'm gonna see them tomorrow actually.
Oh, i-air natin to tonight.
Are you gonna get me in trouble? I haven't asked them. I will ask them.
But it's nice, diba? Parang ang aspiration ko sa mga talent managers na katulad mo, unahin nyo talaga yung mga artists, no?
Oh yeah.
Because ano yun how do I say it? Kayo ang inaasahan namin. There you go. If yun ang kailangan natin. We need more of people like you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then more of people like you who are in position of power because it brings the whole... Are you following where I'm going with it?
Trust me, I do. Yeah. I mean, with my clients, I finance their films, their short films too. So...
Amen.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Last year, we financed a couple of short films just to highlight our clients.
Galing.
And again, in this film called Malaya, and that's Katrina Cachola and Matthew Marzo. They're amazing actors. And it wasn't just me who wanted, the film there. They, a couple of people saw it, and because I didn't want to just put it, I didn't want it. But they were like, no, it's really good. Put it in there because it does have a message. In our, about our culture and also being a Philam. And their performance is just brilliant. So
now, 94, you came to the States. What brought you to the States?
My dad, he was in Guam, and he had an opportunity to bring his whole family with a green card. So we left. It was like all of a sudden, like
Right? Biglaan, di ba?
yeah, biglaan. Like my mom was just like, well, we're going to US, and we thought it was just a joke because we were in this, we
You
were
had
in the same
friends.
school.
And you had barkada
Yeah,
na,
we
di
were
ba?
in Novaliches. We were there for, we had the same school the whole time, a good school, and all of a sudden, and we thought it was a dream. So we came here. We lived in Redondo. Redondo Beach
Yeah.
when we first came. And then we moved to, my dad got a job in downtown LA, one of the big buildings. It was a culture shock because it was like Redondo. And then, and then at that time there were a lot of gangsters, and it was just like a culture shock. And then we ended up living in like the Wilshire, Henko Park area. And then every summer.
Traffic.
Yeah.
Ay, at saka hirap ng parking if you had visitors
Yeah,
in
and
that area.
then and then every summer we lived with our aunt in Catalina Island.
Sarap.
So that was different.
Pero parang nakaka-claustrophobic sa Catalina
Yeah,
Island, no?
at saka that time we were the only Filipinos.
Oh my God. There are no cars, by the way, in Catalina Island. Just golf carts.
golf carts. Loved it there. A lot of memories there.
Where do they park their cars? Sa Long Beach?
Parked their cars.
Yeah.
Well, my aunt, they used to have their cars in their place in Catalina. Yeah.
Cars in Catalina?
There was, yeah. I mean, only some, very few. Pero usually golf carts.
Alam ko yung mga ibang residents would park their cars sa Long Beach.
Long Beach if they have to
Diba?
go.
And
yeah.
then go home
Yeah.
using the ferry.
Correct.
Shoot,
Yeah.
my God. That's like,
Yeah.
mo kung may tsunami, good luck.
Pero maganda sa Catalina.
Sarap!
We had a good
Oo.
life. Yeah, every summer our nagwo-work kami, babysit in the stores. Just to, our parents are like, go.
So when did the movie bug bite you?
Well, I've always been in drama since I was little. And since I was 6 years old, I was always on stage. I was always performing. That was like my first thing that, I won awards in school. I was always in drama. I went to Call Arts for theater. And then when I was in Call Arts, I think I got mentally exhausted from being in theater and drama. And then I looked at the film students and I was like, wow, that looks amazing. So I pursued that instead. And then after that, I went to Occidental. I interned at a big production company. And then after that, I worked in music videos. Tapos after that, I worked in big producers. And that's how I, got into the industry.
How hard is it to get into Hollywood?
Very hard. I think it's
Like to our community, to our audience, diba? Because your story is very inspiring. Tell them what you had to go through to get to where you are.
I think that you have to be prepared almost from a very, to get to where I can't even articulate it because
Masakit,
I
no?
went
Ang
through a
daming
lot of stuff.
Ang daming masasakit na moments niyan.
Because at that time, there were still no, when I started in the industry, there wasn't any, Me Too movement. It was, good thing I was, safe, right? Compared to other people
Yeah.
that I know, and I'm a woman, and
Takot lang nila sa'yo. Anong height mo?
right? Yeah, pero it's really talaga. It's you have to have thick skin.
Because I had
You have very thick skin.
I had Augie Max on the podcast. And like Augie Max, he produces naman for the Oscars and all. And yung kwento nga ni Augie, for the longest time, as an intern, like you really had to pay your dues big time.
I paid my dues. Yeah, I was an assistant, and then I was after as assistant creative exec, after creative exec.
But you make it sound easy. How long were you an assistant?
I think 2 years.
2 years, guys. Take note.
Yeah.
Tapos na assistant.
Creative exec.
How'd you get the promotion to creative exec?
It's still, they just decided that you deserve it. All of a sudden they just wake up and go,
Diba?
you deserve it.
Diba parang pag nautot yung utak nila, parang, oy, ako na? So you really have to be patient,
Yeah,
diba?
you have to be, but you also have to stand your ground.
There you
Kasi
go.
hindi ako,
Hindi ka push over.
Hindi ako push over, and also, I'm not a suck up, right? I'm not afraid, and I grew up with really strong Filipino women. Like really strong
Like your
Filipino
mom.
women. My mom, my aunties.
Tapos na tayo sa mami mo doon. Okay na.
Mama ko, aunties, and we grew up na, when in honesty and integrity is the number one thing. And, they always tell us, if you have that, you will never go right, ever. So I stood out. So whenever I see something wrong, I call off my bosses. I say, I don't think that's right, So I never get intimidated.
And hindi ka natatakot na baka sipain ka or...
No. And I think that's why they like me, because a lot of people suck up to them because they're big producers and stuff. And I was always really honest. So they really trusted me. They took me everywhere with them.
So, okay, so 2 years, right?
Yeah.
2 years. And then after that...
Creative executive.
So what was your role naman as creative executive?
You look at actually almost the same. But now more responsibility.
Almost the same. Ngayon, pwede ka na kumuha ng assistant.
Yeah, pwede. No, yeah, I had interns. Talaga, I had interns. Who are my interns now are executives, are big executives actually.
Right.
Yeah, so they, but then I got to give a say on the scripts, and, I got to identify projects that we can finance, and
What was good, what had potential.
Good, what was, I had a little bit more say, and but it's still, they treat you to still the same thing, right?
So how long did you do that gig?
Title. Oh, creative exec? Probably it's a while, and then after that it became the just development exec. It's all the same, really. It really is just the same thing, except that you get a better seat at the table when in the meetings. You get a better title, and respect, I guess. Hierarchy.
How do you say it? Hierarchical? Oh, hierarcha. H-E-I-R. Anyway, seniority.
Seniority, yes.
Di ba?
Yeah.
Seniority yun eh.
Seniority talaga.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
But so, was it hard to let go? To say, bye guys?
No, kasi I let go when I had a daughter. I took a break when I had a daughter.
So you
When
just
I
took
found
a
out-
you just took a break.
I took a break because when I found out I was pregnant, and I fell in love with her right away. When I saw her, I call her Peanut.
Oh,
She's amazing.
how old is she now?
She's 12 now.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
I took a break at that time, and I took like 2 years off or something like that. And I wanted to spend time with her, and because I couldn't travel anymore, right?
Oo nga
Because I
pala.
used to
Yes,
travel a
yes,
lot. I
yes.
used to travel to New York. I used to travel to Louisiana and Shreveport, all of that. Whenever, and then festivals and all of that. And it was really, I can't emphasize this enough. Like, being in that film industry was very, like, mentally and physically exhausting.
And they own you. They own your time.
They own your time, correct. And you're young, and you will do anything.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing. You will do anything. And that's what I've learned is to, I had my boundaries, but now I had a bit more boundaries.
Especially may pinoprotektahan ka na.
Yeah,
Si
yeah.
Peanut.
When I have Peanut, Peanut is my angel, and I just love her so much. Even now, she plays golf.
Do you play golf?
I hate golf. No, she plays golf.
Okay.
Yeah, pero she was, and then after that, and then I just now have my own company, so that's better. I get to spend time with her. Yeah,
Do you miss it?
I still am in it. Yeah, I just
Pero
took a little bit.
you're kind of like adjacent to it now.
Mm-hmm.
Kasi you're doing your own thing, di ba? Kumbaga, wala ka na dun sa malaking company. You started your own. Tama ba?
Yeah. Do I miss it? No, because I still friends with them. I
Right.
can still pitch them projects.
And what if they say come back?
They did it once,
Oh.
and I said no as a VP. But I said no because, I think people grow, right? Like you just want to grow as a person. You've been there, done that. So what else is next?
Saying no. Let's talk about that. Because napipick up ko sa'yo yun eh. And saying no is a powerful thing. How did you develop it? How do you maintain doing it? And how do you detach yourself from the outcome of the risk of saying no? Kasi sakit ng Pilipino yan, di ba?
Yeah.
Hindi makapag-no.
Yeah, I was one of those people who couldn't say no before. I did everything to please people and not to please, but to, I had a goal and I would just, every opportunity that came to me, I always looked at that as a one step to my goal, right? But then as you grow older, especially, with Peanut being a daughter, because now your time is limited, right? When I had Peanut, everything changed. It was easier to say no.
Priority, no?
Right, because your priority changed.
Right.
Kasi anak mo yan eh. It's like, and then my mom and my parents are like, you will never get your time back, from your daughter. And I really, really, I love her so much. Yung maliit siya, I was always, I was just happy. Like before, I was always with the A-list celebrities, and I was always in the red carpet, and I never thought I was gonna have a child because I was there. I was already living the dream, right? I was working in big movies. I was around the biggest producers in Hollywood. I had I thought it was a good life, but then it wasn't the life that you really need in life to be happy.
Ganda.
And then when I met Peanut, your priorities really change. All of a sudden, I'm like, there's more to life than this.
Alam mong you'll have to let her go pagtanda niya.
I know.
Parang kinakabahan ako kay Peanut ngayon.
Yeah.
Parang feeling ko pag nagka-boyfriend mo ka.
No, yeah, I know. I'm like, no, I'm not a protective mother. I trust her. But also, I had cancer.
Oh.
Yeah, 2 years ago was diagnosed stage 4.
What kind of cancer?
Breast cancer.
Survivor.
Yes.
God bless you.
Survivor. So after that, I mean, I lost all my hair. I lost everything, right? After that, I'm able to say no more. Kasi,
Now you know that
except for Mark Labella.
Now you know your time is finite and talagang
I must have missed pain.
Kuya, mag-iingat ka dahil you know for a fact as a cancer survivor na stress is your number one trigger, di ba?
Yeah.
And that could have been my mom died of cancer kasi.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
And
so sorry.
stress yun sa tatay ko. Seryoso.
Oh, no.
Alam ko yun.
Oh,
That's why I'm gonna digress in a bit, but kaya nga sinasabi ko nothing is worth the stress of whatever.
Yeah.
If wala kang control, just let it go.
Yeah. I learned to do that. Kasi,
diba? Can you share it with our audience? Lalo na yung mga nakakapit sa mga bagay na wala naman talagang bearing. Like, na-realize mo yun when you had cancer, right?
Yeah. Nalinis ko na your hair, everything can disappear, right?
Yeah.
The only thing that really matters are your family, your time with your family, your time with your daughter, your kids. Those are really the most important things, right? And sometimes we take for granted the smallest things, right? Pero like when you experience it, you start to realize, oh my God, life is really so short.
Tapos yung mga boss natin, inuutusan tayo para magawa nila yung happiness nila. Tapos tayo yung na problema.
Yeah.
At nasa stress sa mga bagay na dapat sila ng...
Yeah.
God bless you, Jen.
Salamat. Pero, that's why I think it's important, like filmmaking, it's a platform where we can tell compelling stories, right? Where we can share, where we we can, tell stories that can be really inspiring. And so that's really one of the reasons why I said yes to this. And also, because it's funny because, before we're almost pressured to tell the same stories because we're representing, right? So we were very careful on what stories to tell as Filipinos. But now it's different. Now we're more free to say whatever, right?
Yes.
Courage is, it takes courage to be creative.
May quote ako nakitang ganyan eh. It takes courage to be creative. Wait, sige. Hanapin natin. Kasi, no. Not based on not based on what you're saying. Because what you're saying is solid eh. Dahil dati, like, may template ang Filipino movies di ba? Pero ngayon, hindi na tayo nahihiya mag-voice out. Sandali, hanapin ko ha.
Yeah, kasi, again, thank you to, the Filipinos who paved way for us, right?
Yep.
Who we don't have to prove ourselves anymore.
Ba't hindi ko makita yon? Parang along the lines of it doesn't matter what other people think of us as long as our message is precisely what we ought to be saying.
Exactly. At saka it gives us more, creative freedom
Yeah.
to do whatever we want in terms of style, in terms of, cinematography, in terms of just being an artist, and not have to prove ourselves and represent. So it's beyond representation. Now it's really, proving, not proving, but just like really, presenting ourselves as filmmakers.
Ikaw ba, will there be a time na lalabas ka in front of the camera?
What do you mean?
O ikaw naman magiging artista.
Maybe because I'm tired of producing. Just kidding. Maybe. That came to my mind because again, I started out on
the
stage.
drama. Yeah.
Yeah. That was the first thing that I really that I started, and maybe I'll do my own thing. I always said to myself, when the time is right, I'll just direct my own thing. And share a different part, but maybe, who knows.
Are you happy where you are?
I am very happy because I'm a survivor, and I'm living.
And thanks for being an inspiration. Ladies and gentlemen, Jen Abrot.
Salamat. Thank you.
Guys, we'll post the link in the description, and you can reach out to Jen, Jar Entertainment, or FilAmCreative's Film Festival. November 3 to November 5. Support it. Support local. And let's keep the community growing. Like, subscribe, and comment.